Vicki Gunvalson just called Tamra Judge's behavior ugly and warned her that karma's coming for her. Annemarie Wiley called the cops on Marcellus the same day his abuse case got dropped. Ryan Culberson is finally speaking out after being accused of keeping Briana from her own brother for 8 years. And Stassi Schroeder says her House of Stassi finale was genuinely devastating. That's just the start. We've got 24 stories today, so let's get right into it. Hey everyone, this is Fady. Welcome to The Fady Show. First up, Tamra Judge is clapping back hard after Vicki Gunvalson publicly slammed her behavior towards Shannon Beador. Quick recap for context. On the RHOC season premiere, Tamra called out Shannon's drinking during a confrontation, seeming to suggest her own life with a husband and kids in college was better than Shannon's, which caused Shannon to walk away mid-conversation. Well, Vicki reacted to that moment on her podcast, My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast, and she did not hold back. I think Shannon was right to walk out and just say, "I'm not gonna sit here and be berated," Vicki said. Tamra's treating her like she's dirt and nobody deserves that. Tamra's carrying this anger towards Shannon for so long, it's like, let it go. Vicki then issued a warning. Be careful, Tamra. Karma's a bitch. You don't know when shit can happen to your life. This comes on the heels of a separate moment where Giselle Bryant told Tamra that Vicki had privately said Tamra makes things up and throws people under the bus on RHLC. So tension between these two clearly runs deeper than just this one incident. Tamra has since clapped back, essentially telling Vicki to worry about her own behavior rather than policing hers, and reminding fans that she and Shannon have actually been working through things themselves this season. It's a genuinely messy three-way dynamic between Tamra, Vicki, and Shannon that's clearly far from resolved. Next up, and this deals with a serious topic, so I want to be careful here, Annemarie Wiley called the Los Angeles police on her estranged husband, former NFL star Marcellus Wiley, just hours after prosecutors in Florida dropped the domestic violence case against him, citing insufficient evidence. According to TMZ, Annemarie reported a possible violation of the temporary restraining order that's currently in place, which bars Marcellus from entering their marital home in Encino. Officers responded to the home but ultimately determined no crime had occurred and no arrests were made. Marcellus fired back publicly, saying, "At the time in question, I was with our children during a supervised visit with no issues and no violations. Yet, once again, Annemarie is making allegations against me. This marks the third attempt to have me arrested for an alleged restraining order violation. She's now 0 for 3. He went further, calling it another episode of the Real House Lies of Annemarie. For background, Annemarie has alleged a pattern of physical, sexual, verbal, and emotional abuse spanning 14 years, including claims that Marcellus raped her in 2012 and punched her in the face in 2014, leaving her with a black eye. Marcellus has denied it all, alleging instead that Annemarie's own behavior deteriorated after she was let go from RHOBHB. Both the restraining order and their divorce proceedings remain ongoing, and this clearly isn't the last we'll hear of this situation. Moving on. Kelli Dodd is not happy with Andy Cohen. This all stems from Andy's recent Threads Q&A, where he defended Bravo's decision to cast politically conservative women, telling one critical fan, "If we didn't showcase people with different POVs, there would be no show." Kelli, who was let go from RHOC in 2021 following controversial comments about COVID and accusations she mocked Black Lives Matter, wasted no time firing back. "Oh, now you're defending MAGA women on Bravo, Andy Cohen?" she asked on August 10th. "Why didn't you say this when I was a victim of couch culture for my political beliefs? You chose to support strangers on the internet instead of your own stars." Kelli claimed numerous housewives have lost their jobs over the past decade simply for being honest about their conservative values, and went further, calling the Black Lives Matter movement a joke, saying, "BLM was a joke when you went after me and came after me about the mask and traveling." She also took aim at Dr. Fauci's pandemic-era guidance, before demanding, "I deserve an apology."
This just came out in the Daily Mail. Oh, now you're defending MAGA women on Bravo, Andy Cohen? Why didn't you say this when I was a victim of the cancel culture for my political beliefs? You chose to support strangers on the internet instead of your own stars. How many other housewives lost their jobs over the past 10 years for being honest about their conservative values? This is a joke, just like BLM was a joke when you went after me and came after me about the mask and traveling, your unwavering support of Dr. Fauci, who said you could get AIDS by standing too close to someone with the disease. He said that, and failed to mention during COVID that the jab could harm pregnant women, even though he warned others privately about it. I deserve an apology. You were standing behind this cancel culture, and you know what? I can guarantee you, most conservatives, which is a silent majority, is not watching Bravo or your show anymore.
Kelli did clarify to one critic that she considers her own values inherently anti-MAGA, but this whole exchange is clearly reopening old wounds from her 2021 exit. Next up, Ryan Culberson is finally addressing the drama surrounding his wife Briana and her brother Michael Wolfsmith. As background, Michael revealed on a recent episode of RHOC that he hadn't seen his sister Briana in 8 years and had only met 2 of her 4 kids, later suggesting on social media that his strange relationship with Ryan was part of the reason for the distance. Ryan responded on Instagram with 2 separate statements, writing in the first, "No one can use my past against me. I'll sit at the table, look you in the eye, and tell my story from beginning to end. No edits, no filters. I own every mistake." In a follow-up post 2 days later, he added, "A friendly reminder, don't let whack people mess with your dope energy. Protect your energy like your future depends on it." Amid all this, Vicki Gunvalson also explained to The Hollywood Reporter why Briana refuses to appear on the show herself, revealing that in a past season, cameras captured Ryan right after he returned from 6 overseas Marine Corps tours, dealing with PTSD, and that the show did not put their family in a good light. So there's clearly a lot of complicated history here between the show's past treatment of Ryan and the family's current estrangement. Alright, next up, Rice-Reflective. Stassi Schroeder is opening up about how genuinely difficult the House of Stassi finale was for her. Appearing on Katie Malleoni and Dana Cathan's podcast, Disrespectfully, Stassi called the finale devastating, referencing what she described as a betrayal from her friend group. The blow-up happened after Katie, Taylor Strecker, and Christina Kelly raised concerns about her marriage to Beau Clark after drinking, leading Stassi to tell Katie, "Your intentions were pure, but your execution was shit." In a separate interview with Variety, Stassi described feeling like Julius Caesar in that moment, with Katie playing the role of Brutus, saying she felt very hopeless and devastated watching her friends side with Beau during the confrontation. On the topic of her mom, Dana Schroeder, Stassi revealed the two haven't spoken since filming wrapped up, explaining, "I didn't want her to do it. I made that very clear with my family, with the producers. I knew it was going to be the same situation, because that's how it is when we get together. Nothing has changed." As for her marriage, Stassi has been candid that she considers herself hard on herself as a wife, admitting she's so focused on being a mom and on work that she recognizes she needs to be better for Beau sometimes, though she insists the two remain solid, with plans already underway for a second season. Next up, quite a bit of emotional moment on Real Housewives' Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20th. In a preview clip, Kyle Richards tells castmate Vicki Gunvalson that it was recently her 30th anniversary with estranged husband Mauricio Umansi, and that he sent her a text that set her off. She revealed what it said: "Today's always such a hard day, and I love you." He said, "I don't know how we got here." Kyle admitted, "I thought we were stronger than that, you know? I really had thought that." Vicki, who's been divorced from ex-husband Don Gunvalson since 2014, related deeply, telling Kyle, "Of course it is. It still bothers me with Don," adding, "Every birthday or anniversary, I still find myself wondering what happened." Kyle admitted hearing that from Vicki left her scared, saying, "I want to be past this." Kyle and Mauricio have been separated since 2023 without formally divorcing, and while she said elsewhere they get along great and still travel together as a family, this RHUGT moment shows how much unresolved emotion remains beneath the surface. Back to the Valley. Andy Cohen dropped a bombshell during part 2 of the season 3 reunion, revealing that Luke Broderick had privately told Watch What Happens Live producers he'd only appear on the show if Kristen Doute wasn't involved, because he needed a break. This left Kristen visibly emotional on camera. Kristen explained that Luke had told her he wanted to have dinner and enjoy New York, but felt he couldn't do that if she and their 1-year-old daughter, Kaya, were coming along. Luke offered a different explanation, saying Kristen had told him she planned to just stay in the hotel room during the short trip anyway, and that he was also worried about dragging their daughter across 3 time zones for under 48 hours, only to deal with a disrupted sleep schedule. This all ties into broader struggles the couple has been navigating around first-time parenthood, postpartum depression, and communication issues in couples therapy, though both have said their relationship has improved recently and they're still engaged. Moving on. Brittany Cartwright is reportedly not willing to share screen time with ex-husband Jax Taylor if he returns to the Valley for season 4, amid his ongoing romance with their former shared publicist Lori Krebs. According to the Daily Mail, a source said Brittany would flatly refuse to film if it came down to it, adding most of the cast are backing her up on this, even the people she's not getting along with. The same report indicates producers are currently not considering bringing back former Vanderpump Rules alums like Tom Sandoval, James Kennedy, or Sheena Shea for season 4, instead favoring fresh castmates. As for the timeline of Jax and Lori's romance, insiders have suggested the two grew close over shared experiences with divorce and raising autistic children, with Lori's own sobriety becoming a support system for Jax's recovery. Brittany, for her part, is said to be looking forward to sharing her side of the story once cameras roll again, with one insider noting Lori wasn't just Jax's publicist, she was deeply embedded in their entire world, and that's what made this so shocking. Next up, tying back to a story we touched on briefly before, Ariana Biermann has shared new, deeper details about her parents taking her money. On the Next Gen NYC after show, Ariana revealed that when she and Hudson McElroy decided to move out together, she had like $200 to her name, saying, "Obviously, we know my parents took my money, I never got $1." She also revealed she recently had to file taxes on money she says she genuinely never received, joking through the difficulty, "Thank you, Jesus, for putting me in a place to be able to do that, though." She also opened up about how the financial fallout has affected her relationship with Hudson, admitting he struggled with watching her finally become financially independent while she continued to help support her mother, Kim Zolciak, through her contentious divorce from Kroy Biermann. She did clarify in an earlier WWHL appearance that she doesn't want the blame placed entirely on her mom, saying, "Everybody wants this to be my mother. This was a joint partnership in taking the money." Next, over to Atlanta. Kelli Potter is escalating her feud with Angela Oakley, days after accusing her RHOA castmates of targeting her finances to distract from their own real lives. Kelli posted a screenshot on X seemingly proving that Angela and her husband, NBA legend Charles Oakley, nearly lost their $2 million marital home to foreclosure auction. Kelli wrote, "This is your marital home, not an investment property. This was in foreclosure and up for auction, correct?" She went on, "I have been very open and honest about my entire life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I never pretended my life was perfect." Kelli also called Angela disgusting on a recent podcast appearance for accusing Shamea Morton of cheating with a married neighbor, saying, "I think if you're hiring a private investigator, you should hire it on yourself." For context, Angela has previously been open on the show about carrying $2 million in debt from struggling house flipping investments, so this clearly touches a nerve. Moving on, Katie Arundel, Amanda Batula's childhood best friend, is opening up about her limited screen time on In the City. Despite appearing in early promo photos, Katie was barely shown during the season, and on the Conversations with Cam podcast, she explained that her husband couldn't film due to work and visa reasons, making her more of a friend of cast member rather than full-time. But the harder part for Katie has been the fan backlash tied to Amanda's controversial romance with Wes Wilson, the ex of Amanda's best friend, Sierra. "That was probably the hardest part of the experience for me," Katie admitted. "I was thrown into the fire and hated by osmosis for something I didn't do. There was just so many mean comments like, 'You're milquetoast,' or 'You're an ugly bitch too.'" Katie maintained that when she witnessed Amanda and Wes together in January, she believed wholeheartedly it was platonic, denying any suggestion the two were sneaking around before their romance became public. Next up, more RHOA drama. Shamea Morton has confirmed that a fellow castmate nearly came to physical blows with her this season, though she stopped short of naming names directly. Asked which cast member she thinks should be let go from the show, Shamea told V103 Atlanta, "Somebody on this cast actually tried to fight me, like nuck if you buck. So when you find that out, you'll know which one I think should go. This confirms a previously reported incident from a cast trip to Scotland, where the neighborhood talk alleged that Shamea and Portia Williams got into a heated argument that nearly turned physical, with Drew Sidora reportedly stepping in between them. The confrontation reportedly involved allegations about both women's mothers. Fans will have to tune into part 2 of the season 17 reunion airing this Sunday to find out exactly what happened and whether Portia was really involved. Next, over to Next Gen NYC, Liam Oberfall is addressing the Vegas hookup between Ariana Biermann and castmate Charlie Zakur. On Page 6 Radio, Liam said he had a weird inkling about it at the time, but never became overly worried, because he and Ariana were talking constantly throughout. As for his current relationship with Charlie, Liam said there's no real feud, calling things pretty cordial, adding, "Charlie's Charlie and he's going to be around." Liam also confirmed his own connection with Ariana remains intentionally casual for now, telling Page 6, "We're talking, we're just talking, having fun but keeping it casual." Meanwhile, castmate Shai Fruchter told Virtual Reality T that Ariana and Charlie themselves are currently keeping their distance from one another following the hookup, so this love triangle remains genuinely unresolved heading into the rest of the season. Moving on, Salley Carson is addressing some very specific gossip. On her new podcast, Sex Unlocked, Salley reacted to Wes Wilson's leaked nude photos following their brief past fling, joking, "Those were bad. His bush was red, wasn't it?" I didn't like that. I saw those pictures and I was like, did I actually sleep with that? She also pushed back on being labeled a homie hopper amid her new romance with West's former Summer House castmate Kyle Cook, explaining the term means hooking up with a guy and then one of his friends, and saying, "I think they all are talking about West and Kyle." Then she turned the tables, asking castmate Jen Fessler on the podcast whether she'd ever hooked up with West too, to which Jen firmly denied ever kissing, holding hands, or hooking up with him at all. Next, over to Beverly Hills, Teddi Mellencamp has officially introduced her mystery Valley Guy boyfriend to the world. Teddi shared photos and video from her dad John Mellencamp's concert, where her new boyfriend PJ Conley, a 31-year-old financial analyst, met her family for the first time, including her sister Justice and friend Kyle Richards. Teddi wrote, "First he met a cougar, then he met the Cougs," referencing PJ's nickname and her famous father. Her estranged husband, Edwin Arroyev, was also present at the concert with their kids in a separate area. On her podcast, Two Teas in a Pod, Teddi shared that PJ got along effortlessly with the fam, and revealed that even Edwin gave PJ a friendly zinger during their meeting, joking about him finishing his finals in time. Teddi's dad reportedly teased her the next day, asking if she was really going to pretend that wasn't her guy she'd introduce him to. Next up, some more Orange County tea. Gina Kirschenheiter revealed that Vicki Gunvalson was genuinely hurt by a comment from castmate Emily Simpson this season. During a game at one of Tamra's gatherings, Emily jokingly called Vicki a Debbie Downer, a comment that seemingly touched the nerve given Vicki's struggles with knee pain that's been affecting her mood and just in general down on manners. Vicki brought it up at every event, every table, and every place we went to this season. She was really offended by that comment, Gina explained, adding that Vicki found it hard to come to terms with her injury slowing her down and affecting her personality in a way she didn't want it to. Moving on, some good news out of New Jersey. Melissa Gorga is teasing what fans can expect from the long-awaited return of RHONJ. Speaking to people at the RHULT premiere, Melissa said, "We wrapped it with a bang. I had so much fun this season. The cast is so funny. I feel like there was a lot of stress, so you got to see our real personalities." She compared the energy to the show's earlier, more lighthearted seasons. This comes after RHONJ's nearly 2-year hiatus following the canceled season 14 reunion, and after Melissa and Teresa Giudice's decade-long feud reportedly came to an end, with insiders describing the new season as far less toxic than previous years. Next up, some genuinely great health news.
Joe Annabelle from Bachelor Nation shared an encouraging update after undergoing brain surgery. Joe had revealed last month that doctors discovered a blueberry-sized lesion during a routine scan, which was later diagnosed as a low-grade astrocytoma. In an August 13th update, Joe shared that doctors successfully removed the entire tumor, writing, "Recovery has been better than even I expected." He did note he'll need to go on daily medication long-term as a precaution, since doctors can't always be certain nothing microscopic remains. His wife, Serena Pitt, also thanked the team at NYU Langone Healthcare for their care throughout the ordeal, and the Bachelor Nation community flooded his posts with support, including messages from Caitlin Bristow, Nick Viall, and Jesse Palmer. Next up, Bachelor alum Melissa Rycroft has resolved her DWI case out of Texas. Rycroft pled guilty on August 6th, and a judge formally approved the plea deal on August 10th. Rather than facing up to 280 days behind bars, she'll instead serve 20 months of probation, pay around $2,000 in fines and court costs, complete 36 hours of community service, and attend a DWI education course. She's also required to undergo a substance abuse evaluation and can only drive a vehicle fitted with an ignition interlock device. Following her arrest September last year, Rycroft had shared candidly on social media, "Life really sucks right now, and I'm struggling, but I'm trying to march forward." Moving on, Great British Bake Off's Prue Leith had a genuine health scare. Writing in her upcoming column for the Oldie magazine, the 86-year-old shared that during a trip to Yorkshire, she experienced a migraine that caused partial vision loss, followed by scrambled, incomprehensible speech, which convinced her husband, John Playfair, that she was having a stroke. Despite her insisting she recognized the symptoms as a familiar migraine pattern, her doctor arranged an ambulance out of caution, given her age. After a 6-hour wait and a clear CT scan, she was released at 2 a.m. Prue has experienced migraines since childhood and said she's since learned to manage them, though this episode was clearly frightening for both her and her husband. Next up, some fun Netflix news. Let's Marry Harry's reunion special now has an official host and air date. Content creator and model Hailey Bailey will host the reunion, which airs August 26th on Netflix. Bailey told Us Weekly, "I'm super excited for this opportunity because I've been watching closely, and trust, I have a lot of questions. We're getting into all the hookups, blow-ups, and messy stuff in between." Harry ultimately chose finalist Amber Mozo over Danielle Davidson in the season finale, and fans are eager to find out whether the two are actually still together. Next up, a tough update from reality TV's past. Rock of Love alum Daisy De La Hoya revealed she's currently struggling to find steady work. Sharing on Instagram, "I just applied to McDonald's twice. Please do not tell me I am not trying to look for a job, Karen. The jobs just don't want me. I'm overdoing my best damn work every day for them." Daisy, who's been open in the past about her journey through addiction and sobriety, received an outpouring of support in the comments, with fans offering job leads and encouragement. And for our final story today, SLMW's Dakota Mortensen is opening up about a personal shift he's made recently. In an Instagram story, Dakota revealed he deleted all of his social media apps for over a month, describing it as feeling like detoxing, similar to his past experience in rehab. "I think it was really distracting me from being a dad and being a better person," he explained. This comes amid his ongoing custody battle over his and Taylor Frankie Paul's 2-year-old son Ever, as well as a separate domestic violence investigation involving the two of them. Dakota said he plans to keep using social media in moderation going forward, but will step away again if it ever starts affecting him negatively. Okay, that was a huge one today. Honestly, that Tamra and Vicki back and forth is the one I think keeps escalating heading into the new RHOC season, and I'll be really curious to see how the Annemarie and Marcellus situation develops from here too. That's everything for today's episode. Hopefully, drop a comment letting me know which story hit you the hardest, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss tomorrow's update. See you in the next one.